Hi everybody. So it seems like only yesterday that I was doing the last release video, but here we are again. Time flies, and we've got some HobbyMaker shows on Friday at 1 and 6, I believe, with the lovely Sharon, and we've got two new collections, and we're actually bringing to you some products that we've never done before, which is really exciting. I've been wanting to show these for a while, and there's two collections, and both will be launched on HobbyMaker on Friday and then on our own website next Wednesday, I think, at about 6 p.m. as normal. So I just wanted to come on here and just show you the new release, show you some examples of what you can do with it, and also talk about the other things that are going to be on HobbyMaker, some existing sets as well. So the first collection is the Citrus collection, and it's based around this particular stamp set, which is called Squeeze Me. And as you can see, it's lots of little piggies, and it's all about, well, mainly lemons, although I have actually had some fun turning them into oranges and limes as well. So always think it's outside the box when you're using these. So there's 4 sizable piggies and then a tiny piggy that's floating in his lemonade there. And they're all squeezing, these 3 are actually squeezing the citruses, whether it be lemons. Obviously these 2 could also be oranges. This one could be a lime or a lemon. And they're really super cute, these pigs. They've got lovely wide eyes and eyelashes and so on. And then the little piggy, like I say, just floating in his rubber ring in his glass of lemonade. Then we've got 2 lemons, 2 different size lemons, and they're actually quite realistic looking. I'll show you some examples in a minute of what they look like when they're stamped out. So you can stamp this in yellow or green if you want to do them as limes, and then you can stamp the leaves as well to add on the end of them. There's then just a lemon slice or an orange slice or whatever it is, and then this one here, which is again is solid, so you could stamp that. It actually looks like a flower, so you can change it up in whatever way you like, or it's big enough that you can actually ink it in several different shades to give a bit of dimension as well. So that's great for a background, but also is quite sizable, so it could just get a ruler. It's actually about 5.5 centimeters, so it's quite sizable, so it could be the main part of your masterpiece as well. And then we've got some fun sentiments. We've got Squeeze Me, another birthday, don't be bitter, live your life with zest, squeeze the day, and when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So I've had an absolute ball with this one. Some really nice, fun, bright cards that I'm going to show you some in a minute. So that's Squeeze Me. And we've then got 2 paper pads to go with it. As you would expect from us, we've got Squeeze the Day and Citrus. So as normal for us, it's 30 sheets, 10 designs, so 3 of each, and they're 190 GSM. You have to excuse, these are actually mine, so there's actually pages missing, and I've used quite a lot of different designs. So I'll just give you a quick flick. So as you can see, really strong lemon theme, but I've also added in some oranges, and these are great for cutting into. They're great for die cutting, they're great for inking on. Lots of different ways you can use the paper pads. You can see I've got one out here. So lemons, limes and oranges all included. So lots of different ways you could use those. They also obviously work as normal with our paper pads as an instant background. So literally just stamping one of the piggies and popping them on a background paper works beautifully. And then the craft version called Citrus, similar kind of designs. Some are a bit different. Mine's a bit creased here, but that's okay. So a big lime there, lemons. And for those of you who bought our previous bee collection, there was some paper pads called Honey and Lemon, and I purposely called it Honey and Lemon because there was a lot of lemon colours in those pads, and they obviously work really nicely with this citrus set as well. So just bear that in mind. If you've already got those at home, they actually work really nicely with this theme as well. So elements of text again on these, some really big lemon prints and also some smaller ones. Lots of great things you can do with these. Honestly, I've had such great time creating with this this collection. I just don't have enough time. I've had to stop doing my samples ready for the TV, but I've still got so many ideas that I want to do. So you'll probably see lots of videos and sped up videos and different things from me in the coming days with some extra ones as well. So just to show you then some samples. So we've got here, all I've done is I've used the big element from the stamp set here. I've just embossed, so I've stamped it with Distress Oxides, and then I've clear embossed over the top to give it some shine. And then I've just coloured in one of the piggies. I've actually coloured this as a lime this time, and I've used some Nouveau drops, just to some of the translucent ones, just to make it look like it's a really juicy lime. And obviously it says "Squeeze me and squeeze the day." So that's just a fun way. And like I say, so bright, and it's quite dark outside today and rainy, but this is really lovely collection for getting some bright colours out there. And I'll just show you how I've used. Now, in the stamp set, this guy here has got his hand out, so he could either hold the lemonade here, or he could actually be holding the giant glass. I mean, obviously it's pretty big, but that'd be quite fun to have him holding that one as well. But I've used it on its own for this card, and I've just coloured his rubber ring in with rainbow colours. And yeah, it's just a nice fun image, that one. And then I've got this one here. This is something to come, so I'll show you that in a minute. But just literally using one of the backing papers and just popping the lemon image on the top there. So it's nice. And then I've used a couple of shaker elements in these as well. So I've really tried to think outside the box with these stamps, and as I do with all of my stamps, I've sort of thought about ways where I could maybe cut away some of the elements. So if you're wanting to use it for something other than a lemon theme, then obviously you can cut that lemon off, and I've used it here. It's been carried away by a balloon, and I've just popped some shaker elements. These will actually be coming to our website on release day. They're not going to HobbyMaker because it's an added extra, and they'll only be available on my website, just as a fun extra really, to add that extra special thing to your makes. And it's got like little lemon slices in there and ice cubes, and then the little strands in yellow and like a turquoisey colour. So that's just a different way of using the stamps. And as I say, the shaker elements are really fun to use. And then I've used it again, shaker elements on this. And I've actually cut the little piggy so that he's not in a glass, he's actually in the jar instead. And then I've just used one of the backing papers there. So again, a fun way of, everyone loves a shaker card, don't they? So it's just a fun way of using that. I think these are Sizzix jars, the domes, that one. And then I just wanted to show you how the lemons look when you stamp them. So I've just literally, it's just one stamp for the lemon, and then the leaves I've just stamped on the top in a green, and simple as that, and it creates a really lovely background. So again, simple but quite effective. So that's another one. I've got loads more makes. I'm not going to show you them all now because you'd be bored to death of me, but that's just some of them, and you'll be able to see some more on HobbyMaker, and if not, I'll be sharing them on our social media anyway as we go forward. So that's the citrus collection. I'll just pop that to one side. The second collection is called Just a Note, and this is where you'll see some new products from us. So we'll start with the stamps. So we've got Just a Note here, and it's got the note paper, and the sentiments are actually designed, they actually fit within the lines. I'll try and show you an example here. So here I've stamped the lines just in a pale colour, and then I've stamped remember. So there's lots of things here: remember, reminder, things to do, and just to say, and just a note there. And then you can just put whichever of the extra sentiments you want. So this one says learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow, which is this one here. So yeah, they've been sized perfectly to fit onto that lined paper. I'll just show you another one. So I've got remember, you are my kind of person, I love you. So there's lots of, it's like mix and match almost, but it's kind of, the idea is that you leave a note for somebody. So yeah, so we've got those bits. Then we've got learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow. We've got dream, believe, create, achieve. So you might say things to do, and then you might stamp underneath wake up, be the best you, sleep, repeat, or reminder, you are my kind of person, or just to say thank you for being you. And then up here we've got sometimes fabulous people forget just how fabulous they are. This is your reminder. Got you are awesome, you've got this, every day may not be good, but there's something good in every day. So it's kind of all about we've got believe in yourself there as well. So it's kind of all about positive affirmations or just leaving a note for somebody. And then we've got the pen, the pencil separately. And obviously this bear here is actually designed so that he can hold the heart. So the heart fits perfectly between his hands there. Or you could just tuck the pen. You could just cut back his arm there and just tuck the pen or the pencil in his arm if you wanted to as well. And then we've got the cute little bears. So we've got two bears facing each other, one that's holding a pencil, one that isn't. And then we've got this little guy with the pencil, this one holding his thumb up with the little glasses on. So really fun set to play with again. And you'll see how I've used, in some of my samples, you'll see how I've used the extra bits that I'm going to show you in a minute with this collection, just to make some really fun projects. And then we've got Just a Note 2, which is a similar theme. So we've got the plain lines here that you can just, you know, you could use them in journaling if you want to, or something like that, or you could just pop them in and then pop your, you can use these words with these lines if you wanted to, or you could just use the lines and hand write things in there, or however you want to use it really. And again, we've got the pencils, paint brushes. These characters are slightly bigger than the first ones. They've got bigger eyes, and we've got the two little hippos, two little elephants and two cats. Bit of a random mixture of animals, but there we go. And this stamp, I have to say, I absolutely love this stamp. And even just stamping it, I'll show you in a minute with one of the samples, even just stamping that in black just provides an amazing backdrop for your project. So just bear that in mind. Or you can do all sorts of things with it, colouring it, you know, colouring, changing up your ink pads so that you kind of maybe have an ombre effect or something like that on that stamp. It's quite a nice size. Let's just check. So not including the splatters around it, but just the main heart is about 6.5, 7 centimeters. So it's a good size stamp. So it could fill up, you know, a note card or something like that. And obviously if you stamp that in a pale colour, you can then stamp the sentiments over the top, just to give it a different effect. And we've got here just a note to say hope you're okay, or you could say just a note to say have a wonderful day, just a note to say you really made my day, or just a note to say we're sending love your way. So again, a really lovely set to play with. The images are great to colour. They've got quite a nice open space. It's not too big so that you have to fill it and take hours doing it. But it's quite open. It also works nicely if you want to use our Stamp Me paper pad and stamp the characters onto that. It works really nicely as well. So that's Just a Note 2. And then also in this collection, we've got our paper pads as normal. Again, these are mine, so excuse the fact that there's probably pages missing. So this one's called Neutral Notes, and the idea behind these is that they're made to look like they're sort of layered up with sort of distressed craft paper, if you like, with washi tape sticking them down, or some of them have got stitches, some of them have got clips and different things. So there's different shapes. So they're a perfect backdrop. You could just literally take one of your characters, pop him on there, add a sentiment, and you've got a card or a project done. You know, you could even frame it or anything like that. So lots of paint splatters, very arty, some text in there. This neutral one is actually on a slightly creamy kind of colour background, and this one's got staples holding it on. So it's kind of to give you that mixed media. If you're not comfortable doing mixed media makes, this is a good start of doing some of that, adding that kind of messy touch, but without any of the mess. So that was kind of my idea behind it. So there's lots of different ways you can use these. Of course, you could just die cut parts out of them. So if you just wanted like a little circle of craft card with the hearts on that you just want to put a sentiment on or something, then by all means die cut it, or you can just use it as a whole piece. So again, with all of our papers, 10 designs, 3 of each, 190 GSM. So there's stitching on that one as well. So lots of different ways you could use those. So that's Neutral Notes. And then we've got Rainbow Notes, of course, so which is a very similar theme, but obviously instead of the neutral washi tape and colours and so on, this is on a white background, and it's got rainbow splatters and the clips and the washi tape and so on. And this one's got a bit of text on it as well, some stitching. So really, really fun to use. And I've literally, with some of these, I've just literally taken the paper out, popped it onto a card blank, added a character and a sentiment. So if you want to be that simple with it, you can, or of course, you can do whatever inking and cutting and, you know, however you want to use them is entirely up to you. So that's Rainbow Notes. So that's the 2 paper pads from our normal type. And then we have something that's brand new to us, which is dies. So we've got in here, this is called the clipboard die set, and we have got 2 kind of, this is like almost ATC size, and then it's got the stitching round with the little hearts, and then a smaller one and a clipboard. So you could literally just cut these out to make mini clipboards, add the clip die. We've also got the Hey sentiment twice, one in a scripty with the shadow and the other one in block font with little hearts cut out. So the idea behind these is that you could literally take your stamp, maybe stamp the character onto one of these, die cut it out, and then you could layer it up on top of the larger one that you might cut out, you know, like a pattern background or maybe something like that, or from your paper pads, and then add your clip on the top to make it look like a clipboard. That's kind of how we designed it. Obviously you can use it however you like. These are actually quite good if you just wanted to put like some kind of sentiment or something on the front of your card, just literally die cut it out and use it for that. There's also another use which I'll show you in a minute when it gets to the next product. So I really hope you like that. It's the first time, like I say, that we've brought you dies, and I've had so much fun making samples for this show and for this release. So that's the clipboard die set. And then the next item is actually something that I designed in collaboration, which I actually designed for Lisa. We were going to do some more collaborations, but then she got busy doing other things. I got busy trying to do a bit extra with my business, and we ended up deciding to just kind of do our own collections to go with this that had already been done. So this is the clipboard embossing folder. It's an A6 embossing folder. Lisa will also have some of these available on her website. I'm not sure when she's launching hers, but for mine I've actually just added a die which just literally cuts the clip. So the clip from this one is not designed to go with that. That's just a standalone die set. This embossing folder, so all of when we sell these embossing folders, they will literally come with the clip separately, but just kind of stuck to the back of the embossing folder. Just means that you can then cut that clip out and do all your different effects. You can use the embossing folder as it is, or you can cut the clip out and layer it on top of whatever you're popping on the clipboard. Again, we've tried to think about it. So this this die here will actually cut an appropriate size to fit onto this clipboard. So it all works beautifully together, but equally, if you don't want to use an embossing folder, you can just use these dies, or if you just want to use an embossing folder, of course you don't need to use these dies. So they're designed to work together or independently. So as I say, I'm not sure when Lisa's launching her embossing folder, but it's the same embossing folder, it's just that I've done a clip for ours. So that's the clipboard embossing folder. And then, as if that wasn't enough, I decided that if we're going to have a die to cut out papers that perhaps might go on the clipboard embossing folder, then we need to have appropriately sized papers. So I decided to create some petite papers. Now these are ATC size, I believe. Let's just check. Yes, so they're 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. So that is ATC size. So not only do they work in conjunction with these products, but if you're somebody who likes creating ATCs, or you might like to create something that's ATC size and pop on the front of your project or something like that, or make mini books or anything like that, these work great. So as they're tiny, they've got a completely different design on their cover. Didn't have much room to put all the different designs like we do for our main paper pads. But each one just shows you a brief example of what's in it. So this one's collection 1 and it's called the Crafters Edition. Now there's lots of pages missing out of this because I've used a lot of them in my samples. So the Crafters Edition is specific to all us crafters. So this one looks like somebody's been writing lines, "I must stop buying craft supplies," all the way down the page. That's not something that I listen to really, but I should. But if you imagine popping that on your clipboard with the clip die and everything, and then popping one of your little characters on, it just creates a beautiful project. Then we've got procrastination, the avoidance of adult responsibilities in order to partake in crafting. See also, maybe tomorrow I'll adult. So just some fun different sentiments and things. So we've got some paint on there and craft paper. We've got washi tape and different things you could stamp onto there. You could write a sentiment. You could do whatever you want to do on there. Got to craft or not to craft, that's not even a question. So lots and lots of different designs in here. We've got I must tidy my craft room all the way down. So these characters, honestly, they just look amazing. Right? So if you stamp one of the characters and colour him in with his pencil, and it makes it look like he's actually written the lines, I must tidy my craft room. It just goes so nicely together. Again, one stuck down with washi tape. We've got the creased effect here. They again obviously work beautifully with the bigger papers as well, so you can kind of layer things up and so on. Crafting is the answer. Who cares what the question is? So being creative is messy, and I'm very creative. So a lot of them are designed like this on lined paper to make it look like there should be a note on your embossing folder or on your clipboard using your clipboard die. Now the good thing about this is these papers actually fit. I'll show you with this one. They actually fit within this die. So you can actually, if you want to, pop it within the die there, and it will put all your stitching and the little hearts around. Now that might work with some of the papers. You might decide that if they go right to the edge, you might not want to add that detail. But it's, you know, they fit perfectly. So you could actually do that and add that little bit of stitching detail onto with your papers. So what else have we got in here? Life, creating your own masterpiece one day at a time. Everything in moderation except for craft supplies, of course. So you can see how these are totally geared up for the crafters. So it's crafters edition. In these particular papers, it's the same paper as we use for our bigger pads, but there's actually 45 pages, 15 designs, 3 of each. So you're getting an extra 5 designs than you would normally in the bigger pads. So that's collection 1, the crafters edition. We've then got collection 2, which is the rainbow craft edition. So rainbows and craft. Lots of decorative. So you can see how these work really lovely with a lot of our other characters as well. It doesn't have to be the characters from this collection. You could use any one of our stamped images and pop them on here. I just love that one. It's kind of got little leaves and different things on there. We've got some bubbles, lines. That looks almost like a hill. You could pop a little character, you know, maybe one of your bears or something could just sit on the top of what looks like the hill. Yeah, so there's lots and lots. Again, 15 designs in that one. And then we've got the vintage collection, the vintage edition, which is collection 3. And I believe these will be available individually, a small amount, but a lot of them will be going into the bundles. So I think HobbyMaker are doing a bundle with the whole Just a Note collection in one. So this one has got much more vintage theme, sort of beiges, neutral colours, greys and so on. This one's got a little staple in it. We've got some text in the background, element of rainbow in there. We've got some of this, you recognise these flowers from one of our other collections. Lots of newspaper type backgrounds, distressed looking. We've got some stitches on there, some newspaper and paint and stuff in the background. So again, some stitching and so on. Great for just popping a sentiment in it if you wanted to, or just layering one on top of the other. I'll show you some examples in a minute of how I've used these. But again, 15 different designs. So that's collection 3, the vintage edition. Then we've got collection 4, which is the rainbow edition. And as you would expect, mine's a bit well loved. So lots of different rainbows. And of course, they do kind of cross. The rainbow craft edition will work with the rainbow edition and so on. You can mix and match them as much as you like. Some of them have got a lot of blank space. I kind of thought maybe if you wanted to stamp your character on there or pop a sentiment on there or something like that, or you might want to chop them down or whatever. Again, sentiment works beautifully in there, or a little character or something. That one again is perfect place for some words. And then this is more like a background stamp. So if you can't, background paper. So if you imagine on your clipboard, you might decide that you want quite a patterned bit like this, and then you might want to pop that on there like that, maybe with a sentiment or a character or something, and then pop your clip over the top. It's quite a fun way of using them. So that's why I tried to include some that were kind of a whole sheet of pattern and some that were sort of a bit more delicate like that, give you a bit of space for other things. So that is the Rainbow Edition, which again 15 pages, that's collection 4. Then we've got collection 5, the Motto Edition, as you would expect. So they've got one background page there, that's one of the designs, and then all of these different sayings. So we've got expect nothing, appreciate everything. So again, the idea of this was that if you just wanted to send a card that said some words like this, like you've got this, you can just literally take one of these papers, perhaps use either this or one of the background, you know, you could use one of the background papers from here like this, because they all work nicely together. You could pop that behind and you've just got one that says you've got this. You could pop that onto your clipboard, maybe add a little character if you wanted to, and it works really nicely. So dream, believe, achieve and succeed. So there's 14, so that because there's 15 designs, there's one that's the heart design like this, and then there's 14 that have got different sayings on. But just be you, every day is a new beginning, positive mind, positive vibes, positive life, one day at a time, you are loved. See, some of them have got like a little extra bit on the design as well. Chase your dreams, count your blessings, anything is possible, expect nothing, appreciate everything. So yeah, lots of different ones there. So that's collection 5, the Motto Edition. And then the last one, for the moment anyway, might end up getting carried away with these, is collection 6, the Floral Edition. And you might recognise these because they mirror the same as our recent Rainbow Roses papers and Rainbow Roses craft. So they've got that same kind of rainbow rose theme, but just in a smaller version. And these are just lovely. They just work so nicely together, all with the characters and so on. So lots of different ones. So that again is an all over design. So that works nicely if you then take perhaps something like this, pop your sentiment on it and then used it. And I'll show you one actually. In fact, let's get one here that so here I've used our Rainbow Roses 6x6 paper pad from the last release, and I've just layered on top the two of the pages from here, popped a sentiment on and one of the characters, and you've got an instant card there. It's quite a fun way of using it. So yeah, lots of different floral elements on this collection, some on craft, some on white background. So just a frame, it, honestly that would work really lovely just with the character stamped on it. Yeah, so there we go, 15 designs of that one. So that's that's Floral Edition, so that's collection 6. So again, these are brand new for us. We've never done petite papers like these, but I love them and they're so versatile. And like I said, they don't have to go, they do work beautifully with this Just a Note collection, but they also work beautifully for any other projects and so on. So that's the Just a Note collection, and I'm just going to run through some samples just to show you how amazing they look when you put it all together. So I've got one here where I've used the die to cut out, to pop some stitching around this piece of paper, and then I've taken one of the sentiments from the Crafters edition, cut that with the smaller one. I've actually used the embossing folder and clip together so that, I don't know if you can see that very well, but you get a really good embossed feature there. And then I've coloured in the little pussycat from the Just a Note 2 collection, just added that on, bit of text in the background, and cute little card. Then I've got one here. Now I've had a bit of a play with it, and I loved using glossy paper for the clipboard. What I tended to do is I cut the clip first using the die, and then popped it within the embossing folder to emboss it, and it just gave a really good effect. And like I say, on the shiny paper it just looks amazing. So, and then that was just using this is one of the papers from the Rainbow Notes on the background that I just stuck onto a piece of board there with rounded edges to make it look like a clipboard. And then I used the stamp behind, which was from here. So I just stamped onto a piece of plain paper and popped it behind just to give that contrast between the two bits of craft paper. And then I used this one which I think was from the Rainbow Craft edition, stamped it with a sentiment, added a little character, and as I say, the clip from the embossing folder and clip die. And again, just an instant win. And then we've got another one similar. I've used the embossing folder in the background, so you can see that the embossing folder gives you layers of paper. And then all I've done is I've added 2 bits of paper from the vintage collection. This time I embossed and die cut from gold card, and then just added one of the sentiments from our sentiments paper pad and one of the characters from the Just a Note 2 collection. So different effect on that one, no rainbows anywhere in sight. So that was using the vintage collection, as I say, from the petite papers. Then on a slightly different route, we've got this from the Rainbow Notes pad, and I've just literally taken one of the characters from the stamp set, stamped a sentiment, and just instant, that's just a bit of our washi tape. So you can see that this washi tape is actually available. It's been on our website for some time now, and I absolutely love it, and it coordinates so nicely. So obviously I've used that same effect on the washi tape on the paper pads, and it's also the same kind of effect that I use for a lot of our packaging and different things as well. So it's quite a fun way of introducing the washi tape. You can actually use it to stick down. You know, you could use it, the washi tape on here as well, add an extra effect. In fact, I have used it along the bottom here. So that's a simple one as well. And then of course you don't need to, you know, these stamps work beautifully independently as well, that you could just use it on the front of a card or whatever. The characters are just amazing. I mean, the paintbrush and the pencils on these are obviously crafty or kind of a Just a Note theme, but the others don't have to be. You know, the pussycat is just a cat at the end of the day. So he could be a Halloween cat. He could be holding flowers. You can mix and match him with our other stamps to just, you know, for whatever theme you wanted to use. So don't think that it has to be used all together as a collection. You know, equally the stamps on their own work brilliantly. And I just wanted to show you a couple of others. So this one is the little guy from Just a Note with his little glasses on. I've actually used some glossy accents to make his glasses shiny. And then I've used that heart in the background. And as I say, that heart from the Just a Note 2 is just amazing. It gives an instant background. And on this one, you can see that all I've done is I've used a stamp platform, and I've just gone in with the green ink, then the sort of turquoisey colour ink, and then the blue at the bottom, and just stamped. Because using a stamp platform, you can go back in, you can just kind of blend the inks together on the stamp and so on. And it's just a great stamp. I think I'm going to be using that one a lot, and alongside lots of my other character stamps as well. So that's that one. And then again, as I say, that heart, just instant background, and it just looks amazing just in black like this as well. And this is a sentiment and a character from a Just a Note 2 collection. You see I've just put the ribbon on this. It's almost like a monochrome effect, although obviously you've got a bit of colour on there. And then I've just popped these little pencils on, which again might just be on our own website next week, just saying. So cute. So that's that collection. So what do you think? What do you think of our 2 new collections? I honestly, I could have carried on making samples for weeks and still not have exhausted all the ideas and excitement behind these 2 collections. Now, obviously on HobbyMaker, so they'll be releasing on HobbyMaker, I think it's 1 and 6 on Friday, and they'll be released on our own website next Wednesday at about 6 o'clock. Now, obviously on HobbyMaker, they also have some of our existing sets for shows as well, just so they've got a backup in case things sell really quickly. So on Friday, we're going to be having the Scribbled Daisies collection on HobbyMaker, which some of you guys may already have it. It's the white and the craft pad, really beautiful designs, and I've tried to use some of these as well. I've actually used them with the Just a Note collection as well and created like a floral clipboard and so on. But these are really fun. So that's the craft version of Scribbled Daisies, and then there's the white version as well. Getting a bit of a shadow there. Sorry, again, these are mine, so there's pages falling out and pages missing and so on. So yeah, they're really beautiful. And then the Scribbled Daisies stamp set as well. The same flowers that you see on the pads, and also the 2 little bunnies and some butterflies, flowers and so on, and some nice sentiments there. So that's the Scribbled Daisies, and I'll just show you a couple of samples of cards that I've made using those. And of course, if you don't like characters, this is a perfect set. You don't have to use the characters at the same time. The florals are such a good size that you can just use them on their own to create a card. And also the papers I've just mixed up. There's some designs that carry over from the craft to the white, so I've just picked the same design from both, cut them into strips, and then interchanged them, the craft and the white together, to create a backdrop like that. So just kind of long thin card. And that's the hay from our clipboard die set as well, so that's really handy. Oh, and just to show you actually, so from the clipboard set there was also that the other hay die as well. I'll just show you that one. So that was this here. So that's a nice way. You can actually, because of the size of it and everything, you could actually cut that out and pop a sentiment across, like a thin sentiment across the front of it if you wanted to, because that's quite sizable. So yeah, that's a really useful die set. So Scribbled Daisies, both paper pads and the stamp set will be on HobbyMaker on Friday. We then have one of our most popular stamp sets, and it's really popular. It's been popular in Australia as well, I know, but also over here, and that's Deja Moo, our Highland cows. So we've got 3 Highland cows, glasses that can go on either one of these, although its eyes are quite hidden. And then we've got some really lovely sentiments. So Crazy Hair Don't Care, You Are Amusing, Deja Moo, the feeling you get when you've heard the same bull before. I got the moos like Jagger, and Something in the Way She Moos. So lots of fun little sentiments there, and some florals as well that can be used in conjunction. And they're really sizable. Let's just check. So that one, for example, is 8 centimetres tall. So really good size and beautiful to colour. I'll just show you one example, because these have been around for a little while, but they're so popular and I keep having to restock them. So I thought while I'm restocking, I might as well pop them on HobbyMaker as well. So yeah, really fun, that one. So that's Deja Moo. We are bringing back our Doodle Heart embossing folder and stencil, just because that's popular. It sold out last time, so I thought we'd bring that back. That's really handy for backgrounds or for focal points on your cards as well. And then we're bringing our cracker. Now, I don't know, you may or may not be familiar with this one, but it's 3 alpacas, one dressed as a cracker, one with trumpet trousers. Now that kind of comes from a little bit of an inside joke from me from when the kids were small. And then we've got this guy here that looks like he's dressed with a ball. And of course that ball, by adding this portion of the stamp, turns it into a Christmas pudding. By adding these bits here, these leaves, it turns it into a Brussels sprout. I'll show you actually, because it's really good to see it in action. So it obviously, by way of cracker and so on, that is festive. However, you can use these as any way you like. And although the cracker probably wouldn't be for any other time of year, this guy could be anything, like I say, and trumpet trousers definitely isn't Christmas necessarily. So for this one, I've turned him into a snowball. So he's wearing a snowball costume, and I've just popped some texture paste and some glitter on there and some snowy acetate, so that makes him Christmassy. That's where I've used this portion of the stamp, and I've used the holly and just turned him into a Christmas pudding. And then we've got this one that I've turned into an apple. So just by colouring it like an apple, and I've just added a leaf, and I just drew the stalk. It's not very difficult to do that. So, and I've just used the sentiment from our Cutie Fruities stamp set, and Happily Ever After. So you literally, I mean, you could turn that into a football if you wanted to. Literally anything. It's just really good. So this is a little mini sprout as well. So if you dress them as a Brussels sprout like that, you could also use the mini sprout on the card as well. And then for this one, I decided that because of the time of year, I'd turn them into a pumpkin as well. So there's lots of different ways you can use this. And I thought for anyone who wants it for Christmas, that's great, but it doesn't have to be. There's also lots of really fun sentiments. So we've got Merry Christmas. Obviously, these are all separate, so you can kind of mix and match and use them as you want. So if you just wanted a simple Merry Christmas, that's fine. You could have Merry Christmas, My Little Owl Cracker. So this is like an owl cracker. We've got Merry Christmas Trumpet Trousers, so with the trumpet trousers here. And then we've got Pardon You for trumpet trousers. And then we've got Happy Christmas We may be many miles apart, but we're sending love and a festive fart. Now, excuse my not very good humour with these, but I just thought it was nice to have something a bit different, something a bit fun, maybe something for little boys or grown men that might find it funny, or even women who might find it funny. So however you guys know the people in your family and who would find that funny or not. And then we've got Have a Cracker of a Christmas, Jingle Smells, again, Brussels sprouts, trumpet trousers. There's a theme. We've got Pull the Other One, obviously for the cracker. And then we've got Sprout, Sprout, Let It All Out. These are the smells we could do without. So again, I apologise if you're easily offended, but I know there are people out there that do find it fun to have something a bit different on the front of their cards. So this is our cracker, and be as creative as you can. Like I say, football, you could make it a snowman, you could, anything that's round, you could literally turn him into, you could fruits, like I've done the apple, you could have a blueberry, you could have an orange, you could go with our citrus collection, you could use him, make this an orange or something, and then use the citrus papers behind and so on. So literally, I love giving you stamps that you can then change up and do something different with. So that's our cracker. That's going to be on HobbyMaker on Friday. And then last but not least, we've got our reindeer stamp set, which is an A6 stamp set. This is also going to be on HobbyMaker. And again, can be Christmassy, doesn't have to be Christmassy. So the reindeer isn't, it could just be a deer. He's got his little hoodie on, his little welly boots. We've got the cute little deer in a sleigh, so that is kind of quite festive. And then we've got some spots, some raindrops, a big raindrop, some little hearts, an umbrella, because I've said on here, looks like reindeer. We've got You Sleigh, Hold Me Closer, Tiny Prancer, Sleigh All Day, because obviously we've got the sleigh there, Cloudy with a Chance of Reindeer, so hence the raindrops and the umbrella and so on, Sleighing It, and Love You Dearly. And I just wanted to show you that it can be Christmassy. I've used Christmassy colours, I've used the sleighs, and I've used the sentiments Sleighing It. So that's kind of an alternative Christmas card. But just to show you, I've got here Hold Me Closer, Tiny Prancer, and it's been paper pieced using very non-festive cut. We've got some roses on these wellies there. Super easy, super cute. So again, could be Christmas, doesn't have to be Christmas. So that's our reindeer stamp set. So that's also going to be on HobbyMaker on Friday. So that's it. I feel like I'm about to lose my voice. I hope I didn't bore you too much. And I hope you really like the new release. I'm gonna get back to some more samples. And as I say, the shows will be on Friday on HobbyMaker, and they will be released on our own website on Wednesday next week at about 6 o'clock in the evening. I'd love to hear what you think. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.